back at Hannity and Colmes and Malkin Colmes. Our next guest says the 19 hijackers on the planes that attacked America had some very powerful help, the U.S. government. In her book, Invasion, How America Still Welcomes Terrorists, Criminals, and Other Foreign Menaces to Our Shores, Michelle Malkin says our government made it too easy for the terrorists to enter this country. Michelle Malkin now joins us. I know your goal is to knock Hannity off the bestseller list with the book. That's why you're here.
It's a great book.
The more the merrier, right? I mean, for conservatives.
Now, in this book, you take some shots at Daschle and Gephardt. But you pay lip service to Republicans and the President Bush, who is very friendly, it seems, toward immigrants and even wants some services for illegal immigrants. Oh,
well, I know you've read the book, Alan, and it isn't just lip service. I mean, I really go after everyone who has essentially blood on their hands for not doing what needs to be done in terms of reforming our immigration policy. And yes, it means Tom Daschle and his wife, who was a longtime travel lobbyist, who have helped support programs that that's main goal is to put more travel dollars in here instead of protecting our national security.
Well,
but I also
you're
go after
presuming
Bush.
that travel dollars is at variance, and having travel dollars automatically hurts our national security.
Well, let me give you a very
diametrically opposed.
Let me give you a very concrete reason how it is a national security threat. I talk about something called the Transit Without a Visa program, which allows millions of foreigners into this country without even having to screen or apply for visas. And I've got a memo right here from the INS basically pointing out
I'll have you read it to me later, okay?
that these foreigners are coming in through this program, and they are on the watch list, and they've disappeared into the country, and we cannot find them.
But again, on this show just now, you want to single out Democrats. The point is that Republicans, for political gain, because they want the Hispanic vote, are very friendly toward allowing people in from Mexico, friendly toward Vicente Fox.
Alan, you do not have to convince me that there are many Republicans who have been totally corrupt. I mean, I am totally disgusted. You're the one that asked me about Tom Daschle first. Now let's move on to President Bush. Now let's move on to people
like... you go after Republicans in this book.
I do. And the fact is,
I like it, but
unfortunately...
I mean, you
do. Go after her. Go ahead, here's your chance.
Unfortunately, President Bush has been in support of a massive illegal alien amnesty, which is
a terrible thing. No, he seems to have backed off it.
He has, but the fact is that on, September 10th and September 9th of last year, he was for it. And, maybe quietly he is kind of backed off of that.
It'd be a mistake.
But there is Republican support for that. There is Republican support for things like driver's licenses for illegal aliens and things like discounted tuition for
And that's pandering,
aliens.
Isn't it?
It absolutely is.
It's pandering for votes, and it's sacrificing our national security, isn't it?
It is. Fortunately, there are outspoken people in the Republican Party, and there are more of them in the Republican Party than the Democrat Party.
But Michelle, the reason they're not outspoken is because why?
Because they're afraid of being called racist.
Isn't that what it comes down to?
That is what
first of all, this book is a wake-up call, and I really highly recommend it, and not just for our audience, but for every member of Congress. And here's what the bottom line comes down to. If we don't secure our nation's borders, our enemies, those that dive bomb hijacked airplanes into buildings, they come across it at any point. It is a threat to our national security. This is an important book. It points out our vulnerabilities and our susceptibilities. And if we don't fix this problem, we'll never win a war on terrorism.
Amen.
Correct?
Absolutely. I'm so glad that that you say that, and I hope more conservatives and Republicans and Democrats, for that matter, stand up and say it too. But we have to look even beyond September 11th. This is a matter of public safety for Americans, and my book talks about many examples of bloodshed at the hands of illegal aliens. We've got cop killers out there, serial killers, murderers.
We're going to take a quick break. I can hear the Amazon charts going up the charts. We're displacing the Hannity book.
We're
going to continue on the other side of this break with Michelle Malkin. Don't forget, log on to FoxNews.com. You can become a Sean Hannity fan.
We continue now with Michelle Malkin, who wrote a terrific book, destined to be a bestseller, Invasion. And, we were talking about our books. My chapter 3 in my book is Coast to Coast, Border to Border.
Yes.
And as I was putting the information together, I said, this is a whole book. And one of the things that drives me crazy is that, I'm the product, my grandparents are immigrants. I believe in immigration. I admire people that come here. I know why they want to come here. But we have to do it legally. We have to know who you are. We have to check you out. I don't care if we have a worker program with Mexico that would result in eventual citizenship. Any of these things are fine. Why can't Republicans go out and sell that as opposed to being afraid to do it like Simon in California.
Yeah, I wish they would. I wish they would get spines and do that. It seems to me an easy case to make that immigration, first and foremost, has to be a national security issue. I mean, it's a matter of life or death, literally, for the American people.
Is.
And you know what? Naturalized Americans and their families understand that the most, especially and particularly. Oh yeah, I hear from them all the time.
Tell me if,
they're disgusted by the massive amount of illegal line jumpers who are going in front of them, and terrorists and people who hate America.
Tell me if you agree with this. This story almost got buried in the last 24 hours with so much else going on. But the INS has now decided they're going to fingerprint and photograph people from certain nations, but not others. I say if you're going to do it, you do it for everybody. You don't single out. This becomes racial profiling. It adds to the atmosphere of what I think could lead to bigotry against those of certain nations. Do you support that? Is that a good idea, to single out certain people for fingerprinting and photographing?
Well, you know what? It's a start. And ultimately, I believe in immigrant profiling. We need to profile.
Well, they do it for everybody.
Well, yeah, I'm saying they've got to. But they've got to start
somewhere. But that's not what they're doing.
Well, listen, the thing is, we do need immigrant profiling. That is, we have to welcome people who want to live the American dream and embrace it, not destroy it.
But if you single out people from the Middle East, if you single out Arabs, and you have the Muslim line at the airport, that's wrong.
That's an all or nothing argument, because you're basically saying until we can do everyone, we're going to do no one.
You don't single
you know what that's going to spell? Another 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 dead bodies.
You don't single out people with a certain color skin because they don't look right. Is that what you want America to be?
You're going to single out countries that breed terrorism. I mean, you've got to start somewhere.
This is a great book. You can get it at barnesandnoble.com, Amazon.com, or bookstores near you. It's a must-read. Next to the Hannity book. Yeah. Let freedom ring. No kidding.
See, I gave you a chance for a plug.
Thank you. That is all the time we have left this evening. Remember, for all news all day, please stay with the Fox News Channel. This is the network that America trusts for fair and balanced news. Stay tuned. Greta on the record. Next, we'll be back tomorrow night. More lively debate. Thank you for being with us.